Greetings and welcome to the Student Engagement Class 1. Participation in this session requires that you follow along with our recorded video, but please open the presentation in another tab to access the links in the slide deck when you are directed. You may also stop, start, pause, or do anything you need to do at your own pace. I'll give you a second right now to open up the tab. If you weren't able to find the tab, make sure you go to the Canvas page as it is listed on the student engagement page of the module. Okay, this is Exploring Student Engagement Class 1. This is for your 3-hour early release day or whenever you desire to take this class. So I want you to first get a look at this graph and student engagement trends. The percentage of students engaged in school begins to dip as they matriculate higher into secondary and post-secondary education. So this is from 2015 survey results. Why is that? As they get older, there are things that take their attention and distractions are more prevalent, but also teachers tend to allow for the same instructional strategies that were done in elementary to continue through secondary sometimes, and that may not be best practice. So now we're going to take a little minute to pause. What would you like to take or learn from this PD review today? New skills, maintain a positive attitude, teaching strategies, improvement on practice, whatever it is, I want you to write that goal down and put it on the side of your screen. We all get distracted, especially with our phones and different things. So it's very important that we have a visual reminder. So stick it on the side of your screen and you can use it as a focus tool. Take a picture of your note goal and then load it up to the tablet linked. Each new entry will be added to the top so you can also engage with your peers on what they are desiring to listen to and to recall and take away. And in case you didn't know, hello, my name is Danielle Lennon and I serve as your secondary social studies curriculum specialist for middle school. If you're having any technical difficulties, credit difficulties, anything at all, please reach out to the email address listed on this slide and I will definitely be able to help you. As you know, CMS has endless possibilities and each of them are featured in our pillars of excellence: strategy, operational, engagement, and people. This particular PD is under the academics pillar of excellence strand. So what's the agenda? We're going to define student engagement, examine articles and videos to see what engagement looks like, distinguish the difference between engagement and participation, and we have some quick tips and an activity you can do on your own or within your PLC. What is authentic student engagement? It refers to the level of interest, curiosity, motivation, and active involvement students display toward their learning. It plays a vital role in not only the student experience, but even the teacher experience, and has a significant impact on outcomes not only in the classroom, but also within the school. In our first activity, we're going to explore what student engagement looks like. There are a few video examples and articles below that really take a deep dive into what student engagement and true activity is. Upon your completion of looking at these video clips, reading some of these research-based articles, I will ask you to use the link on the Canvas discussion page right here to respond to a colleague and to write 4 major big ideas or takeaways. If the Canvas discussion page isn't working for you, you can do it on this tablet. let's look at engagement versus passive participation. Pretend we're all in the room together. Let's make a T-chart on a sticky note or a piece of paper or whatever you have nearby. I want you to write down your initial thoughts of the difference between authentic student engagement and just passive participation. So take a little minute. There's no, you don't have to do 6 or 12, just a couple examples of what you think authentic engagement and then passive participation may look like. I'm going to pause and give you a few seconds to do that. Go ahead and put that paper to the side to refer back to later. But while reading the article linked here, you can go ahead and open it and make a copy of it. I want you to do some annotating and deep thought. I want you to do 3 things. Highlight engagement strategies, or how can we ensure engagement. Underline interesting things you find in the article. And as you read, if you have a question, also write that down. We'll have a place to post them and we can revisit this at another time. If you're with someone, discuss your ideas and your findings on the article. I know it may seem weird doing it on your own, but take a minute to quietly debrief. What are some things that stood out to you? Look back at your T-chart. Would you change anything? And how do we even measure authentic student engagement? These are all things that were discussed in the article. Again, if you're doing this with your PLC, you can discuss with them, or you can just debrief on your own and quietly reflect. Now it's tips and tricks time. Below are listed some engaging warm-up activities that have been submitted by teachers all over CMS and basically all over the nation. And we kind of just compiled them together and put them on here. Take a minute and read through them and see if there's an engaging warm-up you can institute this week. One of my favorite ones is create a question. Write down a question, a possible quiz question from the notes we went over yesterday. So it has them going back to look for their prior knowledge and making a challenging question, and then you switch and have the students take each other's quiz. I keep this no more than 2 to 3 questions. How often should we be doing checks for understanding? They need to be done frequently. While you're giving direct instruction, especially, it's important after every so many slides, 3 or 4 slides, to go ahead and stop and do a turn and talk, have an academic conversation, or even get them moving around the room. Diverse. They don't always have to be multiple choice. They can be check all that apply, raise a thumb, put a thumb down. It can be very simple. Also extend. If the conversation is interesting, it's okay to take a few minutes to ask, well, what makes you think that? Or what is some evidence that you can continue to build on to extend that thinking? And predict. Ask the students to take informed action and make inferences based on history on what things can continue to happen. Now's the fun part and the truly applicable part, really. Go ahead, if you're with your PLC or even if you're on your own, grab a lesson of your choice. It can be one from the district materials or one that you have that you love and you do yearly. I want you to incorporate your 4 takeaways and strategies you get from this idea and give detail and upload a copy of the lesson plan to this spreadsheet. Make sure you have your first and your last name, and we can share these lessons. Now, as when I say 4 takeaways, meaning change some things or add some things based on what you learned in class 1. Make sure you upload a copy or just upload the link to that lesson in this spreadsheet and review it. Once you've finished and uploaded your information, you are completed. You really need to take that time for your lesson plan to really take a deep dive and really make it meaningful to make this impactful. For now, your feedback, you can use the QR code or the bit.ly link. You need to do this for your district attendance, and you need to make sure you have all these things in here: your CMS ID, your attendance code, which is right here, the name of the PD, and the course code. When they have issued the course code, I'm recording this a little bit earlier, it will be on your actual slide deck links. After you filled out the district one, we need to do the social studies attendance form linked here, and you can fill in your KBQs. Again, take this 3 hours and this time to take the deep dive, go through this lesson, and create your own with the takeaways. If you have any questions, please reach out. Most importantly, in order to get credit, make sure these 2 forms on the side are filled out. Have a wonderful day.